Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dust and On Gaming with episode 10 with Modern Burn. Match number 1 and 2. This hand's pretty decent. Trying a slightly different format. Instead of doing just like one match per session, we're going to try 2 matches per session. Double Goblin Guide, some burn spells here. Obviously pretty decent depending on what our opponents... Okay, Stomping Ground. So, looks like we're up against Valakut. Especially when we can keep our life total above 18. This is usually a pretty reasonable matchup. Opponent does the thing. If they have Bolt, they have Bolt. Not much we can do to play around it here. Goblin Guide. Guess they get to use the whatchamacallit here as a pseudo filter. Looks like they don't want Summoner's Pact. Trigger, see through the breach. Does change the math a little bit. Do they have a Bolt here? So, are they dead on 3 here? I guess they could theoretically breach us this turn, so maybe not necessarily. So they could go land plus Simian Spirit Guide, breach us. You have Angre. Looks like the Angre of the gods. This means any land, even if they have like Breach Emrakul here, will be lethal, so I don't think Prime Time will be lethal from here, so you have Emrakul. Oh, no, just Hour Promise, sure. So use this to kill the Swift Spear, and then... Okay. So, we're up against Valakut. Definitely want Skull Cracks. Searing Bloods or Searing Blazes are not the best. Look up, through the breach. Breach Titan. Titan Breach. I'm not seeing any copies of Chalice that some of these lists. Oh, okay, some of them are running 4 of Chalice of the Void in the main. So, am I supposed to bring in Wear Tear here? Maybe? It's an interesting question. So, it's either between Path or Wear Tear. Path to clear out like an Obstinate Baloth out of the way. Not ideal, obviously, because it, like... increases their land count, but a couple of Paths to clear a Baloth or something out of the way if we have a decent board presence. Yeah, this hand's decent, especially if we draw another land in this first or second turns. Mulligans to 6 keeps their hand, and Scry has a card to the bottom. Looks like they'll search for tomorrow on 1. them a land. Still really need another land drop here. Alright. So that looks like setting up Anger of the Gods to me, but getting stuck on lands here, obviously not helping. Handing our opponent a bunch of lands, and the Primeval Titan is the top card of their deck. But ironically, they won't draw it, so... So Anger and Baloth are their best draws here. Or just flat out nothing. Trigger. It's a lot of lands. Alright, what you got, friend? Bolt, bolt, bolt. Alright. Sure. Which one you got? So we're dead? Yep, as long as they remember to click on all of their triggers, we're just dead here. Yep, down to 5. And dead to Exaxes on 4. And we would have drawn the land to kill them through the other nonsense. Even if they would have had, it's like Anger of the Gods or something there. Hand's too slow. This hand's a lot better. Scrying a land to the top would be great, but they get that. Come on, deck, cough up a land here. Well, I mean, guess if you're not going to cough up a land, this is the best thing you can do. Feels like a bolt. Primeval Titan. Got a bolt here, right? Yep. Lightning bolt. You do not. Alright. Still need to draw lands here, deck. Sure. Hate going to 18 here, because they could definitely kill us. Pass turn. Am I dead? I think one could almost sum this match up as the snack that smiles back, goldfish. Please don't have breach. Please just be okay. Hour of promise I am perfectly happy with. Kill dude, kill dude. Bolt you. Bolt you. Skewer you. Skewer you. And goldfish versus goldfish, burn wins. On to match number 2. We're doing the deck tech in the 3rd session with the 5th match. That way, formatting is going to try to be 2 matches per video, especially on these shorter decks like Burn or Is It Phoenix, and then the longer decks we'll kind of see how the formatting goes. Decks like Sultai Teachings or other control decks. On the draw, I still think we keep this hand. Tron. That's pretty much a dead draw in this game. Seeing a chromatic star here. So over the weekend I played an event up at Empire Games here in Northeast Ohio. Played 2 matches, actually was involved in 3 matches, but I got a bye. But stared down a turn 0 ley line in game number 1, match number 1. I played against, basically I was playing against Red-White Prison, which is not the best matchup for Burn, to put it nicely, especially when they have ley lines game 1 and game 3, and then I got the bye in round 2, and then round 3 I played against so you're gonna have a worm coil engine in addition to everything else. It's like you don't. So the worst you could have is like walking ballista. No, just Oblivion Stone. Alright. Obviously, if they have Eugene here, we're going to regret our decision. So either way, we're dealing 4 damage here. There's pretty much no draw here they have that can get them out of it. Alright, goes quarter, sure. See if they play like a worm coil engine or something dumb here. Sure. Do they pop at main? GG. Alright, so Tron. We want the wear tears. We want the skull cracks. We want the path exiles. Get these searing blazes out of our deck. Grim Lavamancer and one of the Eidolons. Because Lavamancer is just too slow, and this is definitely not the matchup for Grim Lavamancer. Eidolon, I'd like to be able to board those out too, but we don't have enough cards here in the matchup to kind of justify it, so. Shall we go? Shall-y ho. Come on, opponent. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling, 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 roll on. Rolling, 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 roll on. His hand is good, but very slow. So 13 points of burn in hand, no creatures. Especially on the draw, I think this hand's just too slow. This hand isn't any better, but especially with the Swift Spear, it gets a little bit better. Definitely need creatures in these early matchups. Or against Tron matchups, I should say. Because usually takes till turn 5 to kill with burn, like straight up burn spells if you have a really good burn hand. Our opponent's gonna have Tron on 3, which is cute, obnoxious, but very much the Tron way, so. So do I play around Egg into Thragtusk, or do I just get max damage here? I don't think I can afford to play around Thragtusk quite at this point, so I'm just going to Boros Charm, get in for some damage here. Yeah, you do your thing, boss. Put you to 13. Feels like a worm coil engine. Yep. So I'll go to 10. And then I don't think we have quite enough to kill them, unfortunately. crack you, put you to 10. I don't know if there's any single card. Would Boros Charm get us out of us here? 5, 4. I guess Boros Charm would technically get us out of it here. As if they don't have any Thought-Knot Seers, or I guess Thought-Knot Seer wouldn't matter here. I guess it would need to be another Wormcoil Engine. 9 mana. Walking Ballista. Yep, just another Wormcoil Engine. Nature's Claim? Oh, sure. Just hard to beat double Wormcoil Engine on the play. Still don't think we change anything here. That's what I was talking about, that burn hand just being too slow. It's just sometimes, it's really difficult to beat Tron with Tron and the payoff they need for the matchup. So, yeah, 4 lands, pretty easy mulligan. Decent hand if we find the second land on the scry. Alright, well, gotta find a land. Especially when they keep 7. On deck, give us a land. Field of Ruin, alright. Some consideration to tearing that, but it's kind of whatever here. Look at their third Tron, second piece of the Tron here. Hers is mine. Is that lethal? 4, 8, 10. Yeah, I think that's just lethal. Math, it checks out. And fairly quick 2-0 for this episode 10, part number 1. So a lot better performance in these matchups than my $50 entry fee tournament this weekend. But you know, sometimes it's modern. Sometimes you run into good matchups. Sometimes you need to fade the bad matchups. And Tron and Valakut are pretty decent matchups for Burn. So 2-0 start in this league. This has been Dust for Dustin on Gaming with episode 10, part number 1 of Modern Burn. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And specifically if you like the slightly longer format of 2 matches rather than just 1. So let me know down in the comments. This has been Dust for Dustin on Gaming. Everyone have a great day.